Okay, guys, in a weekdays, you guys will not access at this timing. These are class timings. Morning Ajay is taking, and these two timings I am taking access. Except this, whatever remaining times are there, you guys can book your lab slot. Okay, this is Monday to Thursday. Okay, I mean Monday to my classes are running from Monday to Thursday. So Friday you have full day to access. And weekends, you guys will not be accessing. Weekend, I have given access to ICE guys. I mean, the other students, other batch students, I have given weekend, Saturday, Sunday. So weekdays, Monday to Thursday, these are the timings you will not access. And Friday, full day and night, it's available. So book your slots accordingly and do all the practicals. So you know the timings that like morning 10 to 2 4 hour slot out there. There you guys can practice.
People are accessed at one people.
See, at a time, one people. I told you guys work in a group. So at least two, three guys, if you are in a group while practicing, that becomes good, right? Use slot of 10 to 2, use slot of 4 to 8, right? And use the slot after 10 p.m. to morning slots we have. Till morning it's free. Okay. So after 10 p.m. also you guys can use. So three slots are there which you guys can utilize. Okay. 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. This is one slot you can use. Like 15 minutes ago, you have to leave it. After that, 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. This is one slot you can use. 15 minutes ago, you will leave it. After that, 10 p.m. till morning 8 a.m. slots are available. Utilize this timing to do your practicals. Every day you won't be taking, right? One guy won't be taking single, I mean, every day. So one day, one group, say three guys can book a slot, three groups can book a slot. Okay, as per your availability, you book your slots and do the practicals. These are the timings. Please note down these timings, guys. Yesterday we configured firewall, LAN zone, LAN interface, WAN interface. We didn't configure LAN PC. Okay, so let me configure LAN PC.
Class done.
Guys, mute yourself, all of you. In a LAN PC, what will be IP? 10.11.11.1 will configure. 10.11.11.1 and 10 given as a gateway. And here I can configure any DNS, global DNS 8.8.8.8. See, from this PC, you won't be able to ping this interface IP. The reason? It's a policy-based firewall. It's not a zone-based. So services will not be available. If you want to enable any service, you have to do through policy. So if you try to ping 10.11.11.10, see, it is not accessible. For this, what you have to do? You have to open a Smart Console. So we'll open a Smart Console. This is why I call it as a policy-based firewall. For everything, you have to create a policy. Password admin123. This is the IP 254 of SMS. We'll log in here. Okay, we got access. If you want to ping from your PC to gateway, then you have to create a policy. So click on the security tab, security policy tab, create a rule above. And here I'll give a name, LAN intra. Intra zone I want to ping. Click on plus button and click on network. I want to create a network. Guys, please mute LAN subnet. What's my LAN subnet? 10.11.11.0 subnet mask. Right. I'll say okay. So within a LAN subnet, if you want to ping, you can give entire subnet, or else you can give the destination host IP. So click on this, click on new, and click on host. Host means single IP. So this is LAN interface IP. What's an IP? 10.11.11.10. Right. /32. /32 will not be acceptable here. Just give host means automatically it will understand /32. Okay. So give here. And what services you want to allow? I want any services. What action you want to give? Accept. Do you want a log for this? Click on log. Which firewall you want to push? You can select the firewall here. And I'll click on install policy. At the top, you can see you have update later. You see you have an install policy. So click on publish and install. It will publish plus it will install. So here one thing you might notice, there is nothing called zone, right? There is nothing called zone here. And click on install. And you can track your policy. Here it is getting installed. When you see tick mark installed successfully, then only you can say, yeah, it's completed. Now go to a PC. This is our LAN PC. test123 is the password, T capital. Now you see this type of network access when you get it, that also shows that yes, you got an access. Ping 10.11.11.10, and you can see it started working. So this is how you create a policy to allow any services at your firewall interface. Policy-based firewall. Everything is decided through policy itself. Now, from firewall, I want to ping DMZ router. Let me configure, sorry, WAN router. Let me configure WAN router. In a WAN router, Abhishek, did you do practical in my lab?
No, sir. In my own device, I have done.
But yesterday I didn't configure these routers and all.
Sir, at first only, when you told me to configure all, that time only I
Oh,
configured.
that time only you had configured, right? Anyways, so IP interface brief, if you see here, here which IP is configured 172.16.1.20. It is administratively down. Interface G0 by 0. I'll say no shirt. So IP interface brief, and you can see this interface is up. So IP route. There is no default route configured. So I'll configure a default route. And gateway will be the outside interface, WAN interface 172.16.1.75. So 172.16.1.75 is the IP. From router, if I try to ping WAN interface of the firewall, will I be able to ping? Guys, tell me, if I try to ping from WAN router to this interface, will I be able to ping?
No, sir.
Why?
No policy is there.
Correct. It's a policy-based firewall. Everything depends on policy. There is no policy. But in a reverse way, from firewall to router, if I try to ping, will this work? Yes, this will work.
Yes, sir, it will be.
So let us go to a firewall console. Admin 123. Let me ping 172.16.1.20 and see. Yes, I'm able to. Here, Cisco routers, firewalls, if you ping, you get a TTL value as a 255 if it has an operating system as a iOS. iOS operating system default TTL value is 255. Okay. Now, one condition yesterday I talked about. Yesterday I configured a LAN interface, WAN interface, and that got imported inside the smart console. While integrating, it got imported. If you open a smart console, in a smart console, if you click on gateway and servers, here, if you click, and this is my firewall CP1. If you get inside CP1, edit, to view the interfaces of this firewall, you'll go to edit option. Here you have option called network management. If you click on this network management, you see how many interfaces are there, right? To refresh the interfaces, you can click on get interfaces. Get interfaces without a topology. not with topology, without topology. With the topology and without topology, what's the difference? With the topology means it will put some name by default. I don't want that. I want to configure it in my way. I have given my own names. So I'll give it as a without topology. I refreshed. It still shows only 3 interfaces. It does not show the third interface for DMG. It means I can't create any policy related to DMG interface because it's not available here. Now, to configure the interface of the firewall, where should I go? To configure the firewall interface, where should I go? If I
SMS.
want to configure this interface, where should I go?
SMS, sir.
And how do
Sir,
you get access to SMS?
Gaia.
To Smart Console. But Smart Console does not have that interface.
sir, we can do via both CLI or directly going to security gateway.
Through which method?
Sir, HTTPS.
Okay. Do you mean Gaia?
Yes, sir.
Correct. Either console of a firewall directly or through Gaia operating system of a firewall, we can go and configure the interface. What I told you yesterday, interface configurations are a responsibility of Gaia, not a part of Smart Console. So if you have to configure the remaining interface, then you have to say https://105.0.0.253. Username, admin, password, admin123. Right? I'll go to our interface. Interface E3 I want to configure, but edit is not getting highlighted. Why? It is locked. So you have to unlock it. Now you get edit option highlighted. Click on this, click on enable, write a reference name, DMZ interface. What IP do we need?
172.16.1.75.
No, 192.168.30.
Sorry.
192.168.30.10 with the mask of /24. And you see this interface is up now. But if this interface is up, still your Smart Console does not have control over the interface. Now, if you come here, if you go to edit, if you click on network management, do you see that interface? No. So what you have to do, you have to import it. So you have to say get interface without topology. Now this time it shows E3 as well. So click on accept and you will see E3 interface. Now it's present under the Smart Console. So guys, did you understand the condition?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
In future, if you are adding one more interface, so what will be a condition? How you have to import it inside the Smart Console, right? You have to first of all configure interface to Gaia, and then you have to come to an individual firewall, and then you have to get interface, and it will show you the interface. That's how you can do. Now, our target is to make a connectivity between LAN to DMZ. I want to allow only HTTP, no ping. I want to allow only HTTP. So how can I do that?
It's not configured.
Let's see, is DMZ configured? DMZ router is configured with IP. So IP interface brief 192.168.30.3 interface G0 by 0, no shirt, exit. And here I'll enable HTTP service, IP HTTP server. I'll give some username so that I can use that to authenticate. User name as an admin with the privilege 50 and password as Cisco. And I would say AAA authentication. Sorry, what was the command? HTTP authentication. Sorry, IP HTTP authentication using local database. Use this username and the password when I am doing HTTP access to this DMZ. Okay, this is the meaning. Give this command. Once this is done, I'll try getting HTTP access from LAN zone to DMZ zone. Will it be accessible? First of all, let's try from firewall to DMZ. Is it reachable or not? So I'll go to a checkpoint firewall. I'll try to ping 192.168.30.3. If this itself is not reachable, does not make sense of giving an access from LAN to DMZ. So let's see what is the problem. DMZ, do so IP interface brief. 192.168.30.3 IP is configured here, but is still not able to ping. Why? So IP route. What is this 192.168.1? There is one loopback also configured. Okay. 192.168.30.3. 192.168.30.3. I'm not able to ping. It is configured at G0 by 0 interface. Connected at G0 by 0 interface. Why not able to ping?
Sir, we face the issue in the Fortinet also. If we change the interface of DMZ, might be it will be thing.
So interface E3. Here we have configured 192.168.30.10. Right. And interface is up. It should ping. Oh, in checkpoint, I didn't face the issue. Interface G0 by 0. I'll shut it down. And I'll say no shut. Go to checkpoint firewall. This is something different. this problem. We are sending to traffic, right? Not a through traffic. So to traffic should work. Earlier we tried pinging our outside our WAN router. You see, WAN router is reachable. It's working. Similarly, DMZ should also work.
Sir, can you please change the router? I think it is working.
To change the router, we have to stop all the devices. Let's try wipe. Let's try wipe out to DMZ. And let me start DMZ router. Okay. Host name R3. Interface G0 by 0. IP address 192.168.30.3 with the mask of 24. Say no shirt. Come to our firewall. Try pinging again. I'll do one thing. I'll change subnet. Might be this subnet is creating an issue. Come here. I'll modify it as a 40.10. 40.10 configured here. It will not impact to our policy. Sorry, it will not impact the firewall firewall communication because right now we modified in a firewall, but we didn't modify in a smart console. In a smart console, it will still show you same thing until it is re-imported. So still it shows you 30.10, right? If you want to modify it, then you have to say get interfaces without topology, and here it will show you 40.10. Done. And you can come to a router, interface G0 by 0. Let me make it 40.3. Okay. No cert is already there. So IP interface brief. It's already there. Let me go to firewall and ping 40.3. So this is not an issue of subnet also. Now to fix this, one thing we had done in a FortiGate class, I'll wipe out this router. I'll stop this interface, firewall, and I'll disconnect this wire, take a connection on a router to G0 by 1 interface. Now let me start both. So on a firewall side, it's already there. On a router side, we have to make configuration. Let it come up. Say no. Host name R3, interface A0 by 1. IP address 192.168.40.3, mask of 24. No shit. Admin 123. Ping 192.168.40.3. Let us check our firewall. Admin 123. Interface. Here no other interfaces are from 192, right? /24. Everything looks good. I'll change again to different subnet. 60.10. .3. I'll shut down the interface and I'll say no shut. I'll go to CP 60.3. Still same. Okay, one probability can be, let's see. I'll come here, edit. Let's see the policy. First of all, let's get the interface corrected. Here it is still 40.3, 40.0, sorry, 10. Now it's 60.10. Let me click on edit. Let me go to interface. This is the interface, right? 60.10. Come here, go to edit. Anti-spoofing is disabled. I was doubting whether it has anti-spoofing enabled or what. Okay. This is also not a problem. Go to security policy. Let me create one policy and check. DMZ policy, DMZ intra. I'll create a subnet. DMZ subnet 192.168.60.0 mask 24. I'll drag and drop to destination. Any services, actions would be accept. Logs would be, if you don't select a targeted firewall, still it will target the same firewall. The reason we have only one firewall. Target is required when you have a multiple firewalls. Okay. So let me install this, push and install, and you'll see this will target to same firewall. Target part is required when you have a multiple firewall. So it is targeting the same firewall. Install. Succeeded. Let's go to our checkpoint firewall. Started working. So policy was dropping the packet, but how come policy is making a sense here? It is not a through traffic, it is to traffic. Okay, let it be. Now, if I try to get access from LAN to DMZ, will I get access?
Plan to
If I try getting an access from LAN to DMZ, will I get access for HTTP?
No, there is no policy.
There's no policy, right? So for everything, you guys have to create a policy. Okay. So let's try going to a LAN PC. HTTP colon double slash 192.168.60.3. Am I able to access? No. Reason? Your firewall is denying the packet. Your deny IP any is basically denying. So you have to create a policy and allow the specific service that you want to get access. Let me complete this. After that, I'll tell you what is a disadvantage. This is LAN to DMZ. My source, if I want to select the specific source, click on add here. We had created LAN subnet, and here we had taken DMZ. We'll take a DMZ subnet. Services, you might have multiple services. I don't want to allow any. Instead, I want to choose a service. So click here on a plus button, HTTP. So you can see HTTP. If you click on a HTTP, it shows port number 80, TCP port number 80. So click on add. So I added a HTTP service, action as accept, and here we have a log, policy not required. I mean, target not required. Target by default, it will be firewall. Publish and install. And let me install it. Now here policy succeeded, installed. Now go to a LAN PC and try to get an access. Did we wipe out earlier? To so running section HTTP. Okay. Services that got wiped out that time. IP HTTP server, IP HTTP authentication using local database, username admin with the privilege 50 and password Cisco. Okay. This is done.
more than one IP.
Mhm.
Then more than one IP.
IP HTTP server is there now. So running section HTTP, IP HTTP, IP HTTP authentication local, and username password we have already given. Username admin password Cisco we have already given. So IP interface brief. Interface is up. DMG subnet is 60.0. LAN subnet is 10.0. Let me modify this. You can right click on this and say remove and switch to any as of now. And let me install it. I switched to any services. If any services allowed, it means I should be able to ping as well. Ping 192.168.30. Sorry, 60.3. I guess I didn't create a default route, right? Oh, issue wasn't a policy, issue was route. IP route towards 192.168.60.10. Yep. And even if I try to get a HTTP, I'm getting access. Admin Cisco, I got access. Let's modify our policy back to HTTP only. So I want to remove this any services and I want to select a particular service. HTTP. In Checkpoint Firewall, you have multiple pre-created services. You just have to select it. There are few good things and there are few pro and cons you guys will have on all the devices, right? Good part is you have pre-created services here. You just have to select it. If you want to create any custom policy or custom service, you can add. Another good part is you have an individual policy wise log also you can see. We selected log here, right? So which policy got triggered and what log got generated, that also you can see individually rather than looking into all the collective logs. Collective logs, if you want to see, then click on this log and monitor. Individual policy logs, if you want to see, you can click here. So let me go to PC and let me ping first of all. Ping should not work this time. Not working. But HTTP should work. Let me open a next page. HTTP is accessible. So if you want to see which traffic triggered this policy, then first of all select it, and after selecting click on logs here, and it will show you the log that got generated based on this policy. Keep refreshing. Here you have a refresh option. Might be right now I didn't show 2, 3 times. You see LAN subnet to DMZ subnet HTTP. We tried getting an access targeted. Okay. Log will also show you. You try accessing 2, 3 times, generate some more traffic, it will show. So IP HTTP server history. I can see from this source IP to this destination IP at the port number 80, I got an access. If you refresh now, hmm, and click on refresh logs, it will come. I don't know why it is not showing. Though here it is targeted or configured to a same firewall, try adding the target firewall. Might be this is the reason, but this would not be a reason. Let me just install it once again. Because policy is working. Policy got targeted to a firewall, then only you got access, right? So policy is targeted, but still if it wants that firewall to be selected there, let's do that. Okay, succeeded, done. Might be this is cache memory, even that can be a possibility. So if I click on this LAN DMZ, and if I still don't see, let's do one thing. Let's open this same thing with new browser. http://192.168.60.3. http://190, oh, so yeah, 192.168.60.3. Admin Cisco. Got the access. Let me go to Smart Console. Refresh this log. Time was perfect, right? We had given a perfect time on all the devices. Timings would not be an issue. Let me click on this logs and monitors to view that do we have all the logs or not. See, so many logs I can see here.
Sir, at last it is visible. 192, 168.
Yeah, here I can see this log. Correct. 192 from 10.11.11.1 to 192, 168, 60.3 at the port number 80 LAN to DMZ rule got triggered. I can see here. But it should show individually as well. If this rule gets triggered, let me reopen Smart Console once. Admin 123, login here. So today we understood how to create a new interface, how to import it inside the Smart Console, right? How to create a policy, how to select a particular service. These things we understood today. I'll click on this policy and again click on logs. Last 24 hours logs. Might be it will come
Sir,
again.
one filter is there, current rule. Right corner.
Might be that condition was. Now see here, but this is showing all the rules, right? I want to see the current rule. This rule which I got, which I entered, right? So I want a log triggering this rule itself. I don't want to see I don't want to see entire logs. That's why this is coming here, current one. If I remove this, it shows all the logs. You see, it shows all the logs. It shows for 105 as well. It shows for other. I don't want to see that. I want to see only this particular rule. So let me click on this rule again. It is not coming, but it's not our issue, guys. Okay, it's not a configuration issue. If you miss locating this log here, then only it will not come. But in our case, we have given. Later, we'll see it might work. So, as per our topology, everything is completed. LAN zone, WAN zone, DMZ zone, communication between one zone to other zone, we all completed. Now tell me one thing, guys. As per this policy-based VPN, do you see any disadvantage? Advantages you guys understood. Tell me what disadvantage you find here. No.
Sir, anyone can keep that IP and communicate with firewall from
Correct
anywhere.
answer. Now see, this 10.11.11.0 belongs to is E1 interface only. Do we have such type of filtering here? That 10.11 belongs to E1 only. Might be behind R2. we have 10.11. Might be behind R2 we have some other subnet for which we have created a rule. And that rule might get triggered globally to allow the traffic. Because this is policy based, right? Here everything is based on the policy. We have a policy with source as a 10.11 to 192.168.60.0. What if someone tries to be 10.11 from other router? Behind this router, I might have 10.11. From there, I might trigger a source to get access to DMZ, and your policy might allow the traffic. So, main disadvantage what I see in a policy-based VPN is it does not have any fixed condition that this traffic or this subnet has to come from this particular interface only. And these things can be fixed with zone-based firewall. In zone-based firewall, we can select a zone, LAN zone, and subnet 10.11. It means firewall will accept 10.11 only from LAN zone. So this is an additional benefit coming with zone-based firewall. Checkpoint is a firewall which has both the options. It has a zone-based option, but manually, by default, it is policy-based. Guys, if you didn't understand, I'll repeat it once again. Did you understand this advantage part? If not,
Yes.
tell me, I'll repeat it again. Online guys, speak and tell me.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm repeating it once again. As per the policy, nowhere we have decided that 10.11 or 172 has to be with E2 interface or E1 interface only. Our policies are created in what? Based on what? Based on subnet. So LAN subnet to DMZ subnet. This is what we have given. This is our configuration. We gave a name, LAN subnet. Does it mean that this LAN subnet can be only from E1 interface? Does it mean? No. It looks like I have written LAN subnet means it will indicate the subnet which is present at E1 interface. What if I write 10 subnet 10? I'll give a name subnet 10. Now subnet 10 belongs to which interface? That is not fixed, right? Subnet 172 belongs to which interface? It is not fixed. What if, let's say here 10.11.11.10 I have configured. So this interface will understand this subnet. Fine. Here I have configured 172.16.1.75. So this interface will understand this subnet. But behind this, if I configure 10.11 and I make a routing, then through this firewall, it can enter firewall and it can enter my DMZ. And the policy that is given for source as a 10.11 can trigger and allow, isn't it? Not understanding? Let's try. We'll go to WAN interface. In a WAN interface, I'll say interface loopback 1. I'll give a IP address 10.11.11.5. Same subnet, right? .0, no shared. I'll try to say in a policy from LAN to DMZ, we have allowed it only HTTP, right? Okay, I'll say telnet 192.168.30.3 with the source as my loopback 1 interface.
I think that is 60, bro.
It's
That's
60,
it.
sir.
60, correct.
168.60
Yeah,
dot.
60. If it shows open, that means my traffic is reaching to DMZ. If it does not show open, it means my traffic is not reaching. Just a minute. 60.3. So it is targeting telnet means it is targeting port number 23. It is targeting port number 23. Wait. 80 with the source interface as my loopback 1. Connection timeout.
The line VTY needs to configure, right?
Connection timeout, I guess, but connection timeout means might be. Let's see. Even I was thinking same. I'll go to a line VTY 04. I'll say transport input telnet. Okay. Or let's say transport input all. We'll configure it. Let us try once again. Let me do one thing. Let me come here and make it as a any service as of now. We'll try with ping. Any service. We'll try to install. So this is from LAN subnet to DMZ subnet. I'll try to ping 192.168.60.3 with the source as my 10.11.11.5.
Policies is from LAN to DMZ, right?
But your firewall does not know, right? That 10 IP is coming from which interface? This is what I'm trying to make understand.
Okay, okay.
So here decisions are not taken based on the zone wise. It is not having any fixed calculation that that packet has to come from this subnet, from this interface. This type of visibility your firewall does not have. Here, what firewall understands, any packet coming from 10.11.11.10 subnet, right, should go to this particular subnet, right? 192.168. For any services, your actions would be accept. This is what it understands. So what I tried doing here is I tried predicting that I have someone here behind R, I mean R2, behind this I have, okay. But the problem here is I have a subnet behind R2. That information your firewall does not have, right? There is a routing issue. There is a routing issue. Now see here. Let me go to Checkpoint Firewall. I'll log in here, admin123. If I try to ping 10.11.11.5, it is not reachable, right? So how come my packet can return back? If packet reaches, even it will not have a returning traffic, right? Let me go to DMZ and say debug IP ICMP. I debugged ICMP. And I'll go to WAN router and try to ping. Okay, my packet is not reaching here. So there is a routing issue as well. Let me do one thing. Let me go to firewall, Gaia. Through Gaia only you can define a static route. So here in a static route, I'll add a route of 10.11.11.5, subnet mask 24, and gateway. I'll add a gateway as a 172.16.1.20 is the IP, right? 1.20 is our R2 IP. I added a static route here. I added .5 static route behind R2 we have, and let me go to checkpoint 1 and let me ping .5. Okay, so this firewall, it already feels that the subnet has been used at one interface. I tried faking it. Okay, so possibility can be, right? Try understanding what I'm saying. I tried finding a loophole. Okay, I tried finding a loophole that in this policy-based firewall, if I have, let me ping my gateway first of all, 172.16 dot 16 dot 1.20, right? 1.20. I'm able to ping. But I tried pinging. Just a minute. We'll see. We'll try to give a worst policy as well. Okay. Wait. On WAN router, let me check. So IP route. There is a default route towards 75. All right. And we have a default route given here. Okay. Let me do one thing. Let's go to policy. This cleanup rule is there, right? Deny IP any. I'll make it accept. For example, instead of having a particular access, right? I'm just creating permit IP any. Anyone can communicate. Okay. So I'll just go to WAN router. No, it's not communicating because it has already understood that 10.11 is present at E1 interface. Okay, one thing, let's do it. Interface loopback 1 IP address 10.12.12. Let's make it as a 5 with a subnet mask as a 24. Right. And so IP interface brief, right? It has this IP, and on the Gaia, I'll go to static route, and static route I'll change here for which subnet. This I'll delete it. I'll add a new static route for 10.12.12.12.0 subnet mask 24 towards 172.16.1.20. That's our IP. So I created this static route. Now let me go to a firewall and ping 10.12.12.5. Now this is not related to policy, right? This is just a simple connectivity. I tried making it. Go to WAN router. But I have a strong feeling that this can be a loophole. Okay. Now here, I tried pinging from the firewall to this IP. Guys, one thing. On a Gaia, on our interface, let me check whether we have .75 IP. Yes, we have .75 IP. Go to WAN router and ping 172.16.1.75 IP. Yes, from WAN router to firewall, it's reachable. And same IP with the source as my loopback 1 if I want to ping. See. We have any, right? We have given any. Let's do one thing. I'm creating one rule at the top. I'm just trying to say that loophole is there. I'm trying to find. I'm selecting this rule at the top. I'm creating any. Okay. Source, let it be any. Destination, let it be any. Services, let it be any. Action be except, and logs should be appeared, and targeted firewall should be CP1. At the top, I created this rule, and let me install this policy. After giving this policy, I should be able to ping from loopback to firewall WAN interface, right? Okay, this succeeded. I'll go to WAN router and try to ping with the loopback. Oh. go to firewall and ping. Even from firewall, I'm not able to ping. How would you make a routing? If you have to connect indirectly connected subnet, then you have to connect, right? Guys, there is something wrong. Okay, because I'm trying to do a simple routing. For example, on a DMZ, we have a loopback. So IP interface brief.
Between
Mhm,
that is
10 network.
in look back address in one router.
I'm creating a dynamic rule. Where?
In look back address, first you like verify your look back address like ping with your WAN router.
Oh, it is on WAN router itself, right? This is WAN router. So IP interface brief. I have 10.12.12.5. Right. It is on WAN router itself, right? If you want me to ping same router, I can, right? It is pinging, right? So from here, like we have any condition, right? Right now. So if I want to ping 192.168.60.3, it is pinging, right? With any condition, I'm able to reach. This is reaching with any condition. But if I try to reach same IP with my loopback, with the source as my loopback 1, now this is not reachable. As per routing, it should work, right? On a DMZ. So IP interface brief. So IP route. Here I have a default route. It should work. Okay, forget about this. Uh, I'll take a different subnet. On a DMZ router, let me take interface loopback 1. Let me create an IP address which is from different subnet. Let's take uh, let's take 17 sorry 11.10.10.3 as an IP, different subnet 255.255.255.0. And on this DMZ router, I have a default route, and I'll come to Gaya. On a Gaya, I'll add a static route to reach where 11.10.10.0 network, subnet mask 24, and gateway should be which IP? Gateway should be 192.168.60.3 IP. It is behind R3. Say okay. Say okay. So this is configured, right? I'll go to firewall and try to ping 11.10.10.3. See, this is reachable, right? So like this, I should be able to reach 10.12.12.5 also, right? Might be that subnet somewhere it is getting conflicted or what. Okay, one more testing. On R12, on R12, interface loopback 1, IP address 12.10.10.5. Oh shit. And on Gaia, I'll tell 12.10.10.0, 255.255.255.0. This belongs behind 170.16.1.20, right? Now let's go to CP and try to ping 12.10.10.5. There's some problem. Oh, okay. You understood what I wanted to tell you guys, right? Intention was to tell you that here it's not fixed as per the firewall rule. It does not understand, your firewall does not understand that 10.11 will come from E2 interface or E1 interface or any particular interface. That understanding your firewall does not have. This is one of the disadvantages in a policy-based firewall. Okay, so when you convert it as a zone-based firewall, we can fix this interface is a LAN interface, and behind the LAN we have 10.11 subnet. It should come only from LAN zone. Like that, we can fix it. Okay. Okay. The remaining thing we'll see tomorrow. Tomorrow we are starting with, see, distributed gateway deployment we done. Lab setup is done. CLI configuration is done. Tomorrow we'll see administrator role access. Static route we saw today itself. How to configure a static route and all those things are done. We'll see administrator access tomorrow and custom role, and then we'll go for translation and all. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. I'll see you guys tomorrow.